What's up guys, my name is Andrew, also known as Wendy the Maker, and this is Upcycle. I'm all about DIY fashion and using upcycling to construct or reconstruct my garments. Whether it's hopping on new trends or experimenting with your own new styles, there's nothing more satisfying than creating your own piece of clothing that nobody else has. On today's episode, we're going to be turning this dress into a two-piece set, so let's get into it. Alright, so for this project, you're going to need some pins, some chalk, elastic, a measuring tape, and something to cut with. So first, you're going to take your dress and lay it out on a flat surface. You have free range to cut really wherever you want to, depending on how long or short you want the top and bottom to be. For this demonstration, we're going to do about 7 inches down the side seam. So, I'm just going to use my finger to hold that place, and then I'm going to get my chalk and make a mark. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and mark the other side. I'm putting my ruler right up to those markers, getting it lined up, and then I'm just going to take my rotary cutter and make a clean cut. Now that we have our two separate pieces, we're going to go ahead and hem the top part of the dress. I like to leave about a 1/2 inch of seam allowance for the hem, and we're just going to go ahead and pin this all the way around. The first dress to two-piece thing I made for my girlfriend, who actually sews as well, so she kind of walked me through it, so here we are. Alright, now we got it all pinned up, so we're ready to sew. I'm going to do a zigzag stitch, but if you have a cover stitch machine, that works too. It's just a more cleaner look in my opinion. I like to back stitch a little bit on the beginning and ends of my seams just to lock them in place. The zigzag stitch is good for stretch material because as you stretch the material, it'll move with it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pull this out and cut it and trim these excess threads. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing for the bottom. We're just going to pin it up and leave about 1/4 to 1/2 inch of seam allowance for the elastic. Now that we got it pinned up, I'm going to go ahead and do that same zigzag stitch all the way around, but this time I'm going to leave about a 2-inch opening to feed the elastic through. So the length of your waistband is your waist size minus a few inches, and I like to use a safety pin to feed it through. It makes it a whole lot easier. And the elastic is not necessary, but if you just want it to sit above your waist, it's a nice addition. And I like to use non-roll elastic for my waistbands because the other type just tends to move around and flip over on itself. Take the safety pin out. I like to go back and forth over the waistband a few times just so the elastic is more secure and doesn't pop off. Now that that's done, we're going to close the waistband. And we got the elastic waistband done. For styling, this is optional. You can add loops to the top and bottom using this jersey string just for some extra details. For those loops, I like to cut, you can eyeball this just about 2-inch loops, and then you can just kind of use that as a guide. One more. So now make a loop, and you're gonna go ahead and pinch it and place it on the side seam and sew it in using a zigzag stitch. All right, we got one side done. I'm just gonna go ahead and trim the excess string and do the same thing on the other side. Alright, we got those loops added to the top, so it's time to do the same thing on the bottom piece. After you've added the loops to the bottom, cut a long piece of this jersey string, and I'm going to show you a way in which you can style it. In one side from the top, out the other. You want to get these evened up, and then we're going to cross over and feed it from the inside out on the bottom, on one side, same on the other, and then you would tie this around and this would lay at the back. Now that that's done, let's see how it looks. And here's our model rocking our final product. And there you have it, a dress to a two-piece set, completely DIY. I like this project because it's super simple and anyone can make it in under an hour. Go ahead and try it at home, do it your way. And once again, I'm Wendy the Maker. Catch you back here for the next episode of Upcycled, where we'll be making more cool stuff every week.